When we talk about a date, you would usually expect a normal date with your wife or with whom you call a potential wife. In other words, a girlfriend. It's a waste of time, buddy. But I'm not here to share my personal opinions on dates and whatsoever. I mention dates because you know what to expect when you hear about it. But the next two, who might be a real-life couple, not just a duo who goes on investigations to scary abandoned places together, said, "On Friday night we investigated the nunnery. This was our date night, and we had the whole building to ourselves. It is definitely worth a visit." And then they continue to say, "During our investigation, we were drawn to one part of the building. While we were in this part, Kimmy saw a white mist walk past the door, and we caught it on camera," which basically means exactly what you just heard. They were on a weird kind of date when they spotted one heck of a scary occurrence. They came face to face with an actual ghost. And the next clip is just the testimony, where you will see how they just stand there, frozen, as they can't comprehend the fact that they just caught a ghost on camera.
Seeing an image of a man in white like a doctor. Right, okay, right. I don't know if it was my eyes, but did someone just see like a white, like misty thing just walk like that there?
Mate, I didn't move my torch. I've not moved my torch.
I wouldn't call this a date, but if you have to imagine it that way, then I call that ghost the third unwanted friend who just happens to be there for the girl as a best friend who should watch over her. The next video is a paranormal extravaganza from top to bottom. It's jam-packed with all sorts of supernatural activity, except for the ridiculous ones. You know, the ones where some goofball in a black coat plays introvert, attempting to impersonate a djinn. Seriously, who labeled djinn as introverts? They've got their own vibe going on. Ronald's our go-to-camera whiz for this ride. As for the rest of the gang, well, they're lurking behind the lenses somewhere. I'm talking video editors and publishers, not anyone else, just so we're clear and not debunking anyone here. Let's dive into the story, if you can call it that. Roru's relocated from the chilly north to sunny South Georgia. Hold on to your hats, folks, cause it's about to get even juicier. Ronald made this move to escape the haunting circus he had going on up there, what with all the supernatural shindigs in his house. So, did he succeed? Did he live his dream life? Well, not quite. Just like the rest of us, his dreams went on vacation. But he did move. Only problem was, it was like using a squirt gun against a tidal wave. No use at all. Those pesky demons and ghosts still won the day. I'm feeling like a commentator at a Beyblade showdown. And speaking of losses, how did he manage to fall short? It's like he forgot his special move. Those hauntings. Yeah, they decided to hitch a ride to his new crib too. While he was getting all mushy about family and friends, I almost lost my lunch from the emotions, and bam, the door behind him went slam. And the party didn't stop there. Doors slamming, light bulbs doing their best impression of fireworks, chairs on the move, even the attic door closed on him while he was mid-hold. And that's just the start.
Family? I don't want my friends or family freezing, or I'll just get that addressed, but I'm going to show you how this room, which I call the beach room, is to get... what the... All right. That door just literally slammed. All right, I'm trying to have a good night right now, and now this happens. And there's no way that the air conditioning or any kind of air is going to do that. There's no way. There is no way. Someone in here. What the hell? Look at that closet there. That looks like it's been... If there's somebody in this closet, it's not going to go well. All right. The bathroom door just slammed, and then now that door just slammed. What? All right. That door just slammed shut. All right. I just heard something in here now. What the? Now what the hell? Sound like something just touched that door. Shit. I gotta lock these doors. What the hell? All right, I just heard something. Oh shit! What? All right, who? What? How did it? All right, that just flew. That just flew from over here somewhere. That was just sitting. You know what? I can't. I can't just let. I just can't have something just sitting here like that. No, no, no. What the hell was that? All right, something's in my bedroom. Something's in my bedroom. What in the hell's going on in my bedroom? Who's in here? What? What? Oh, shit. Oh, we're not doing this again. No, we are not doing this again. What the? No, 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 no. No, no, don't. I am done with this. Whoa, wait a minute here. Now I got everything open. Stop opening my shit. Refrigerator, drawers, sink is on. What the? All right. What the hell? Okay, a light bulb just comes out of nowhere. What? Oh, all right. You know what? I don't know how light bulbs are just coming out of wherever. Look at this. Look at this. Now I got glass on the floor. Remember that ladder? That ladder was moving once time before? Oh, the door. Look at the door. Look at the door. All right, it just shut. I'm trying not to feed into this energy, but this is getting on my nerves. All right, now what was that? Oh, come on. I am done with this. Look at this. Look at this. Ah, God. Oh. What the? That door just like jerked up, and now a bulb flies in here. You know, I didn't make a guest room for ghosts. Holy. Oh. All right. I'm trying to make sure that. All right. I just heard something. What the hell is that? Okay. I hear something coming from this area. Holy sh**. That chair just flew out of nowhere. Holy sh**. I thought turning the lights off was supposed to be a good thing. What the hell? this, you guys have seen this before. You've seen this before, right? Lights flickering. What does it mean? What does it mean? I know it signifies there's just something's in here. Something is in here. What the hell? It sounds like something's in my closet. Alright, something's legit in this closet. I don't even know. Like, I'm about to find out. Alright, so far nothing. It sounded like something hit the wall or something. It literally sounded like... Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, that just, look at that. Look, oh. If there's a spirit in here, is there a reason why you just shut that? Oh, no way. Okay, that just, this cannot be happening.
I have always been a big fan of stalkers. That's one of the weirdest things to be a fan of. Why in the world would you be a fan of them? Well, because they know how to make a lot of money, which is one thing we grind for. How could these stalkers make a lot of money? They deal with the stock market. I think we are talking about two different kinds of stalkers, but the one in the next video is the kind we are all familiar with, the creep, those who sneak on you from behind, from outside, hiding in the corners of your surroundings, lingering in the darkness watching over you. I feel like I'm describing myself at this point. We have a lady in the next video who barely shows up, but she is there. Don't worry about her. Her name is Ashley. Ashley Williams. Is that who we are hinting at? No, just Ashley. Plain Ashley. She has been stuck for quite a while now in this situation. And how couldn't anyone help her out all this time? Isn't there some police officer to watch over traffic? Traffic? I meant she has been stuck in the situation of the paranormal activity in her house, not stuck in traffic. But what about the stalking situation? I will get to that later. As for the paranormal, imagine yourself doing the laundry while your husband, or so we don't confuse anyone, imagine you're doing the laundry and your partner is watching TV. He finally decides to leave the couch after a decade, and the door right beside him celebrates this moment by opening. How astonishingly terrifying. Or when these cabinets wave in and out. When the chairs cherish. What does that even mean? Like moving on their own in my notebook. Once at night, Ashley and her husband were watching TV, and yes, legend says he never leaves that room. They heard heavy thuds, which freaked them out. But don't worry, Ashley will take care of it later, because I don't think Mark cares. Even when conducting rituals to seek the spirits in the house, Ashley is the one to take on that mission, and she doesn't seem to be afraid of these ghosts, even when they drop her stuff right in front of her. Regarding the stalking situation, in one of the clips, you can see a dark figure peeking from behind the glass door before vanishing.
Magic, not marriage, that connects them. They won't be moving in. I guess I can't expect you to go running down to the court to get me my Crown Royal Virginia Slims. Your Crown Royal.
It was sitting like somewhere over here. Like,
It's okay, this is getting real.
Hey Jennifer, we'll see what we can come up with as far as maybe a plan or a time.
What?
See if we can't come visit you. Can you say bye-bye?
Clearly, the figure didn't just disappear into thin air, he simply strolled off to the left. But honestly, this doesn't feel like just a case of some random person lurking around. It's more like a haunted house, with a bonus stalker thrown in for extra chills. A guy who goes by the name BC works in a grocery store, and usually he works the night shift. Obviously, this man had many entries on this channel, but what he is known for is being haunted by a mimic type of ghost. His videos mostly show how this ghost tries to mimic his voice and use it to scare him off. But the next sequence of clips will not focus on the ability of this ghost mimicking voices, but rather on his ability to move stuff around, and not just stuff that this ghost can move. Also, he can move people's emotional states from one level to another. As in one of the videos, the guy sets up his phone on the floor, using a phone stand obviously, and he goes outside the store for a breath of fresh air. While in the store itself, the air is being sucked in. I tried to imply it in a cool way, but it just sounded weird. What I'm trying to imply is that inside the store itself, some paranormal action was taking place. The door of the storage room was on a swing, while the head of a dark figure peeked from the very same room. But if you pay attention to the fridge, you can see from behind the drinks that there was a figure passing by. VC took notice of that, and don't ask how he did that when he was outside, because I was about to say that his phone was thrown to the ground, as it seems like these ghosts didn't like the fact they were caught on camera. But things took a turn in this man's life, a really creepy turn, as these ghosts followed him home, which, in my opinion, is the worst outcome. One night, as he was alone, and he implied that multiple times, he was hearing some thuds and noises, he kept moving around the house checking for a possible source, but was only freaking out the longer he kept investigating. While the creepiest encounter he had so far was when he was claiming that he kept feeling like something or someone was peeking in and out on him. In the clip itself, you can see what looks like a hand on the wall.
Alright, you guys know. Well, that's fine. See my phone? Huh?
So I'm home alone, and I'm pretty sure I'm hearing noises, things in that back room. Hello? Please tell me you guys heard that. I'm home alone too. Man, I'm not trying to do this. I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go in here. Oh my... Bro, why is that? Who's here? Hello? Nope. So I'm home alone again, and I'm pretty sure I'm seeing something go, like, in and out of that hallway back there. Oh my... What the is that? No! Bro, I don't want to go back there. I do not want to go back there. There's nobody in this room, bro, and there's nobody under the bed. Dude, what was that? It was a freaking hand. Freaking, dude, I gotta get out of this apartment. I gotta get out of this apartment. I don't want to go in there. What are those doing over there, bro? Why is the stuffed animals over there?
He was saying he is alone, but I'm not really sure if he actually lives alone in the house, and that usually there are some of his friends with him, or if he lives with his family. Regardless, it's just me trying to waste some time. As you just heard. I meant, as you just read, that this family has been suffering from ghost hauntings for 2 years, or even longer. But who are they, and why are they haunted? Should I also tell you what they eat for dinner? And how should I know why a ghost decided to live rent-free in their property? They never shared any feedback regarding that. Or maybe they did that a long time ago, but due to their language, I couldn't understand what they were saying. Mike and his wife were chilling on the bed, and what were they chilling at? At the picture of you with no clothes on. They were just chilling when, all of a sudden, they heard some knocking on the window. How scary. Who could be knocking on a window at that time of the day? I don't know, maybe we should try to find their social media accounts and ask them. And that's exactly what Mike did. He tried to find them on social media for real. No, silly, I meant he got up to investigate behind the sound. But obviously he found no one. How could that be possible? Didn't I mention the haunting of their house at the beginning? But Mike didn't stop there. He investigated the whole house, only to find some handprints on the TV screen. But if you thought the weird event stopped there, then wait up there just for a second, because the spine-chilling encounter Mike missed was caught on camera, and a devilish face can be seen lurking from the window. Also, pay attention to the mirror. Look very closely at it. I meant in the video, not in real life, before you break your mirror.
Se siente mal, Maya. Y parece que Joshua ya tiene sueño. Ay, Dios mío. Voy a procurar no hacer ruido porque la voy a despertar. Vamos a despertar. Ah, Machita. Hijo, levántate. Vamos a despertar. Ah, Machita. Hijo, levántate. ¿Quieres agua? Vamos. A la pizza. A ver, pues prepárenme una pizza. Y a menos nos acostamos, Porque les digo que... Shh, papi, no hagas ruidos, no hagas tanto ruido. Mami está cansada y quiere decirle que... Mira, nos está tocando la puerta, están tocando la ventana y también la televisión está prendida. Miren la hora que es. Miren la hora que es. La televisión, está, la televisión. Sí, está en la película. En esa película nosotros estábamos viendo una de comedia. No entiendo por qué está ahí, la verdad. Como les digo, escuchamos que nos chistaron y que nos están tocando la puerta y la ventana. Y nos despertamos y la tele está prendida ahí. Ay, mío. Sí. Nadie, no hay nadie. No hay nadie, no hay nada. No hay nada. Nada, no hay nada. Sí, por eso, no hay nada. No hay nadie. No hay nada. Te juro que no, que voy a ir a ver al cuarto de los niños ahorita porque no inventes. No hay nada. Déjame ir al cuarto de los niños a checar. Se están... Ay, Dios mío. Se está prendiendo y apagando la televisión. Miren, hay unas huellas aquí en la televisión. Los niños no los pudieron haber agarrado ellos. Pero miren, está prendiendo y apagando. La televisión. Ya la voy a apagar. Ay, Dios mío. Déjenme ir para allá, déjenme ir para acá. Aquí está todo tranquilo, vamos para acá. Se siente una presión muy fuerte. Hay que escuchar un ruido aquí, pero no hay nada, no es nada. Quise ver una sombra también. Aquí no hay nada, mira. Todo está tranquilo. Aquí en el baño tampoco hay nadie. No hay nadie. No hay nada aquí. Ay, escucho un ruido acá de este lado, aquí. En la cocina. A ver, en la cocina. No hay nada aquí, en la sala. No hay nadie. Está prendida la televisión. No inventen. Igual que allá está prendida. ¿Qué es eso? Ay, Dios, una sombra. Apagaron la luz. Ay, la prendieron la luz. Tranquila. Ahí voy. Vamos a ver. A ver, aquí no. Sí, espérame, ahí voy. Sí, no hay nadie aquí. Vamos a entrar aquí al baño. A ver, vamos a revisar. No hay nada. No hay nadie. Les juro que yo vi una sombra y que apagaron y prendieron la luz. No hay nada aquí. A ver, vamos para acá para ver el cuarto de los niños. No, nada, ahí voy. Aquí está dormida, miren. Está dormida. Ay, Clarita, escuché que me chistaron. Quise escuchar que me chistaron. Ay, Dios mío. Ay, mira. Está prendida la tele de la sala. En la misma película. Sí. Esta se estaba reiniciando la televisión también de aquí, del cuarto de los niños. Se está reiniciando, la desconecté y vi una sombra. Te juro que vi una sombra. Mira.
In case you overlooked the moment when the so-called Jin's face appeared in the mirror, here it is. Take a good, hard look. Not even a little creeped out. No. Well, I tried my best. When they say what you see is what you get, they are mostly lying, at least based on my experience with things in life. That mostly turns out to be a lie. But in the next video, that lie will not be true, at least from my own perspective. The next video takes us on a ride to a house in the middle of a cold-weathered area where we have an investigator who decided to stay the day in there. I'm not so sure if he brought that radio-like device with him and set it up in there, or if it just happened to be part of the house's interior, but who cares? I mean, it's not like you're so concerned about it that you want to buy it or something. So, in the beginning, and just when this man was trying to kick things off, things kicked him off instead. He immediately, at least on my cut, heard a sound coming from behind him. He had to make a turn around to check quickly, but nevertheless, he came short. That sound repeated not so long after. He was quivering a bit in that moment, but the real fear starts to build up when he begins hearing what sounded like footsteps and sounds of bells ringing. I didn't see any rings in the full investigation myself, but it might have been the radio. Then, the paranormal activity became more apparent when a bucket was thrown from its place suddenly. That radio-like device kept giving signals that a ghostly presence was within the area, and our guy was somewhat of a calm, freaked-out man. What made things a bit more interesting and freaky is one of the static cameras fell down somehow when it was set up perfectly and had no way of falling down on its own, which might have been another sign from these ghosts.
Поняли, мы выключили, блядь, звук какой-то. Сейчас. Блин. Шурка никакой. А там. Кто здесь? Это сделал ты? Сложно было, по-моему. происходит-то все? Это делаешь ты?
Honestly, there was no transcript in the video itself that would have made things a bit easier to understand, but the man didn't also talk much before, after, or during the video, so I'm certainly sure there was not much of a context regarding the place to be provided. Dell and Josh. I always forget the name of the other guy, so I will keep calling him Josh until the day we meet or until I find his name. I always like to feature these two in my channel, and I have been doing so since 2021. But it has been some time since they last made a video, and based on what I saw from their most recent community post, it seems like things haven't been too well with them lately. But here they are today, back on this channel, and also back to a house they once investigated. It was known as the Witch House, or at least that's what they called it. Now, before they enter the place, on their way in the surrounding area, it seems like they picked up some weird sound. It was like giggling. It was strange, but it wasn't that important. So inside, after a look around and conducting some communications using the Spirit Box phone application, they picked up some EVPs, but these weren't as important either. Then get to the main subject, for the sake of God. Alright buddy, I will in just a second. As they were trying to pick up some more EVPs, tapping sounds could be heard coming from the ceiling. How terrifying. Maybe the house was just moving. Look, as stupid as this may sound, it's true, not that the house actually moved, but rather that one of them did actually suggest that as an explanation for the activity. After more tapping sounds, Josh went up to take a look around, but he found no one until he noticed a light nearby, which was the call to action. They hid until they found an opening to escape.
This grass is like flattened out right here.
It's probably a deer trail.
Or the witch. Ah! Oh, shit.
What was that?
I don't know.
Is that metal?
Metal on the ground.
Be careful, dude.
Yeah, I think this goes straight to it.
Oh my God, look at that place.
Oh man, dude.
Is anybody in here? Hello?
I think everything, every little sound. Are you gonna try to go upstairs this time?
No.
Come on, dude. I don't want to be the only one to do it.
It sounds like something's up there.
I know. It could be just the house moving though, because we're in it.
Oh yeah, let's hope that it keeps moving while we're in it.
I gotta go up there.
Yeah, but you don't weigh like as much as me. Guys, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but stuff is definitely moving in here like it wasn't before. Wish y'all could see David's face instead of just mine.
No.
He's like, I feel you. Are you not going to answer any more of our questions? Like, can you just make a sound then? Make another sound. Boy.
Dude. Something is up there, dude.
Oh! What's that, dude? Oh my god. Dude, there's somebody upstairs.
I already checked up there, Dale. There ain't nothing up there.
Oh my god.
This happened last time.
If you just want us to leave, we'll leave. Say something.
Dude, I don't want to go up there, man.
I'd really prefer if you did.
I bet.
I can't. I would. But I mean, we're really supposed to be going after shit like this. Look, you know nothing's up there, right?
No, I don't know.
You already looked. That was big, whatever that was. Hey, we're gonna come up and just... If you want us to leave, just say something, man. Be careful, dude.
It sounded like it was from right there, like it was in the room.
Yeah, it sounded like somebody running or tripped and fell down. Oh my god. Make sure to check each room. You see anything?
No.
You still smell up there?
Yeah, it smells.
Checking everywhere?
Yes.
Is that you?
What was that? Dude, we gotta go. Go, go.
Go, 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 go. Run!
Whatever followed them looks like some guy with a knife, just so happening to pick the perfect moment to come snooping around. Maybe he was lurking nearby the whole time, possibly handling some business in the bushes. They were there for at least 30 minutes, after all. The next thing I'm about to say is not an insult by any means, so take it with a grain of salt. There is some form of a jinn some cultures call the V-Bitch, and it's a female jinn, usually spotted in Guatemala. This information is provided with the next clip, so don't take it all on me. I'm just a messenger of what they are claiming, but since we have the next video, we may actually be in front of a proving point of the existence of this female jinn. As we have a guy in the middle of a road, he might have been trying to investigate the area. Or he could have been just a normal passenger who was on his way and found himself face to face with a creepy manifestation of a ghostly figure, because it's also said that people visit Guatemala specifically in hopes of encountering this creepy ghost. So what we have is the man trying to speak to that ghost figure who was moving from one side to another before she eventually disappeared. But what adds more to the creepy vibe is the woman's scream that was heard in the background.
Ke aku salah nampak. Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum. Ting. Woi. Woi, Allah ya Rabbi. Woi. Woi, pocong siap. Ya. Tak tahu siap bunyi apa. Siap. Benda apa siap tu? Benda tu? Tak tahu. Batang kayu ke? Tak tahu. Assalamualaikum. Wish. Allah. Hilang weh.
I honestly have no words for what I have just watched here, as from my standpoint, since this does look misty, which is how a ghostly figure should be, and since the guy had some genuine reaction to it, I might be on the believer's side here. It's such a creepy encounter. There is a meme on the internet that I think most people are familiar with. It's called "Come On, Do Something," where it appears to be a person holding a stick and pinching whatever there is, begging it to do something or take action. So why did I mention that meme here? Well, the next video, at one point, reminded me of it. We have Joe, also known as Grizzly Gaz, the camper with his dog Fendi, a dog that fears nothing but also can't make anyone quiver. The dog can barely defend himself. I don't know how he can protect Joe. They decided to camp in a woodland area that is rumored to be a site for pagan rituals, so they were investigating. Why am I even saying they, as if the dog had any choice to begin with? Joe was intending to put himself in a risky position to camp in an area where creeps could be lingering around. He wanted to set his tent near a large downed tree. At first glance, the place does look creepy, but there are no sights of any other campers nearby. So far, things look safe, but the man initially had in mind to explore the area when it gets darker, as if things weren't bad enough at daylight. After a short investigation around, he goes back to his tent to sleep, and here is where the creepy events begin. He thought the sounds were caused by some wind, but then he changed his mind, as these sounds are like someone stepping on broken leaves or small branches, someone trying to approach them. Joe peeped his camera out of the tent to try to capture any evidence of anyone, but no one to be seen, and after a long, chilling, uneasy time of feeling surrounded, the tent almost collapsing due to someone pushing on it, which forced Joe to run for his life. When he made his way back to the tent, he found it shredded.
You can hardly see the tent. Now it's not pitch black yet, but it's dark enough. The only thing that you can see, look, that gives it away is the guy line connectors. Ah, look at that. Even got my own bench, look. That's good, isn't it? Come on, mate. Like, doesn't half look creepy down here. Tree looks like a skeleton, and we're all like bivvies in it and stuff. So I did a hot tent camp last week, and that was brilliant, that, but I don't think it's for me in that. It was absolutely scorchio inside tent. Oh, that's nice, isn't it, mate? Oh, that was a big branch, wasn't it? Right, come on. Why is this light gone off? Oh, there we go. Oi! Pick it back up again now. So I hope there's no widow makers following us. That'd be no good, would it, mate? Oh, this pillow. Down. Fendi! Fendi! Come here, mate. Oh, you're alright. Oh, this light keeps going off. When they're just going to break stuff as well, what's the point in that? Huh? Oh, it's got rips in that fly sheet as well, look at that. Well, they obviously didn't want me to come back, did they?
Joe also mentioned hearing distant shouts and screams, which only amped up the creep factor and had him rushing out faster than he arrived. But honestly, what did he expect? Camping in a place notorious for sketchy figures lurking around was already a questionable decision. When it comes to haunted places, those located in the middle of a forest or somewhat of a wooded area, those places are always the ones you should stay away from the most. Because if not a ghost that might possess you, it's a crazy dude who will take you down. And if not, then some wild animal. The next video takes us on a house tour. Not literally a house tour, it's more of an investigation, where we have a guy who heard the same rumors as you right now about the place being haunted. So he had to come along and approve or disapprove of what those people have said, because people always say a bunch of nonsense. The place is in somewhat of a deteriorated state, and it's located in Cheyenne, linked to the Bayani family, known for building mysterious and supposedly haunted houses. No one has entered this property in years. Now, I'm not so sure why that family would be obsessed with building such a creepy place, like a bunch of weirdos. But again, look at me for example. I'm also obsessed with creepy stuff that is related to the world of jinn. This place was built in 1945 and abandoned in 1996. The house still holds remnants of its past, including chimneys, old clothing, furniture, and vintage shoes. And so when it comes to our guy, he used a spirit box and an electromagnetic field detector, trying to find any evidence of these ghost people have talked about. They said there are also paranormal activities spotted inside the building too. Now, before the man even could step inside the mansion, he began hearing loud voices that sounded like screams, and it might have been an animal of some sort, but these sounds repeated multiple times, and the more you listen to it, the less it sounds like an animal known to humanity. What matters most is what the investigators have encountered inside the building itself, as he heard some noises, but what creeped him out the most, other than the response on his device, was the shadowy figure that can be seen casting on the wall in front of him.
Espero que esto no sea una trampa, pero vamos a pasar igual. Permiso. Hola, ¿hay alguien aquí? Se siente mucho frío aquí dentro, amigos. Y eso que recién estamos empezando con esta exploración. Esta no es una ocasión a cualquiera, ya que aquí vivió la misteriosa familia Boglioni. Hola. Estoy en el patio todavía, miren, es muy grande el lugar. Y tiene esta habitación. Por momentos escucho ruidos, pero me imagino que deben ser los ratones que andan aquí. Chucha. También andan muchos pajaritos. Uf. Vamos a prender la luz. Permiso, ¿hay alguien aquí? Y ahí al fondo sigue la casa, es un laberinto, me imagino que también tiene su sótano. Se cuentan muchas cosas de este lugar, por ejemplo una de ellas habla de un incendio que hubo. Mierda, siguen los ruidos, pero voy a seguir grabando. Miren, esta es otra chimenea, muy similar a la que vimos hace un rato. Fíjense en este sombrero muy antiguo, de los años 1930 más o menos. Seguramente perteneció a la familia que tuvo que arrancar de este lugar. ¿Hay alguien aquí conmigo en este momento? ¿Esta casa está realmente embrujada? Gente, fíjense. Se alcanza a ver una sombra aquí. Mierda. Acabo de ver una sombra en la muralla y me encuentro completamente solo. Quiero pensar que tal vez sea imaginación mía, pero vamos a seguir con la comunicación. ¿Quieren que me vaya a este lugar? ¿Sí? ¿Quieren que me vaya? ¿Les molesta mi presencia aquí entonces, cierto? Me voy a retirar. Espero no haberles molestado. Espero que puedan seguir descansando en paz y puedan encontrar la luz muy pronto. Adiós.
I honestly can't even tell whether this shadow belongs to some creepy human or an actual ghost, because it looks perfectly like a human shadow. But again, the investigator couldn't spot anyone around, which just makes things scarier. But I spotted you, the ones who watched till the end and didn't subscribe or watch the next video on screen.